You're listening to the Estheticians Earning More podcast with Brittany Hageman, episode number 172. Do you want to make $100,000 revenue in your esthetician business? If so, I would love to show you how. I want to invite you to coach with me in my one-to-one coaching program. It's completely customizable. The way that it works is we sit down and figure out what you've been doing in your business that hasn't been working, and then make a very specific plan that I help you follow over the course of 6 months to get it done. We meet weekly for 30 minutes and discuss exactly what went well that week and we're going to do next week, whether it's your pricing needs to be raised, or you need to have boundaries with your clients, or if you need to learn how to sell skincare, or you need to niche down and you're doing way too many services and not making money, or all of the above. Whatever the issue is, whatever the reason is you're not making money, we'll figure it out together and we will grow your business into a really profitable business that's sustainable, that you love, and that really helps people. I cannot wait to be your coach and to work with you. To learn more, go to the link in the show notes. And with that, on with today's episode. Happy Monday and welcome back. I'm so excited to have you back here today. I am talking today about burnout in your business. And I wanted to talk about it because I think this is a common feeling many esthetician business owners have, no matter where you are in your business, whether you are a brand new business owner or you are more established and making more money. I see this with basically all esthetician business owners at one time or another. So if you're feeling burnt out, I just first want to normalize that. That's a very normal thing to happen and to feel. And I want to talk about why this happens and how to overcome it if you are in burnout. So one of the things that I see the most consistently when it comes to burnout, again, whether you're a brand new business owner or you are more established and making more money, is the constant thinking about your business, where your brain is always thinking about your business, whether or not you're actually seeing clients or not. So for a brand new business owner, what this looks like is thinking about that you need clients all the time. It's the first thing you think about when you wake up. It's the thing that you can't fall asleep about at night. Every conversation, every interaction, you're thinking, I need clients. Maybe I could get a client right now. Is this a client? Where can I get clients? Everything in your life is through the lens of clients. And while that's a really great thing to have and have that drive when you're a brand new business owner, the problem with it and the reason that it doesn't work for you and it's not working for you is because thinking about getting clients does not get you clients. So you can think about how you need clients, and you probably do. You probably do need clients. And what that leads is to the action that you take that feels like actual action is researching how to get clients, like Googling it, maybe even taking courses, learning how to get clients, looking at other estheticians. I see this all the time, like looking at what so-and-so is doing who seems successful, or what so-and-so is doing that seems successful, and just replicating those things. Now, I'm not saying you don't want to learn strategies for marketing and getting new clients. I'm not saying you don't want to, if you see things other people are doing that seem successful, not to try it. I'm not saying that at all. But the part of this that most estheticians are missing, and if you are in this stage, I would definitely assume that you're missing it too, is you're doing a lot of research, which feels so productive. A lot of learning, which feels so productive. It feels so good to learn. Like, I'm learning, I'm going to figure this out, but you're not actually taking action and trying the things that you've learned or that you have seen other people do, and not trying it with enough consistency to actually get some results. So an example for this would be if you wanted to learn how to surf and you got a great surfboard for beginners, you got a really nice wetsuit, So you took a bunch of lessons where they taught you the strategies. You actually aren't in the water, but you learned the basics, and you are thinking about everything that you learned all day, every day. And maybe you're watching surfing videos, surfing movies. You're talking to everyone about how much you love surfing and you want to learn how to surf, but you don't get in the water. Or you get in the water and you get knocked over by a wave the first time you go out, and then you come back to the beach and you're like, that didn't work. The lessons I learned, I can't surf clearly. Something's wrong with me, or the lesson I learned is wrong and I'm not going to ever learn how to surf. This is never going to work. That is what I see happen with new esthetician business owners all the time. And they're like, why isn't it working? I'm like, because you're not in the water. Because you're on the beach reading books about surfing. Because you're on the beach watching surfing videos. Or you're at home in your bed at night, right? If you want to get good at surfing, you have to get in the water. You have to practice the things that you learn. You have to try again and again and again. No one goes out with a surfboard and their new wetsuit, gets on the board and just surfs in. Like, unless it's like not even real waves, like it's baby waves. Like, that's not how it happens. Think about anything in your life. You learn how to ride a bike or whatever. You don't just like learn how to ride a bike from an intellectual standpoint and research it, but then don't get on the bike. Or if you get on the bike, you get off really quickly because it wasn't what you expected. And it was a lot scarier because all of a sudden you realize you could fall. And you're like, I don't want to get hurt. That wasn't fun. So I'm not going to ride the bike anymore. But I still really want to ride the bike. So this is the problem that is so hard for so many new estheticians and why they get burned out, because they want to learn how to surf. They see how surfing is exactly what they want. They spend all this time and money getting ready to surf. And then when they go out to surf, they give up way too quickly. And instead of going back on the water and dealing with the frustration of getting knocked over by waves again and again, which is definitely what happens if you go to surf, they either blame themselves, like something's wrong with them, they're broken, they can't learn how to surf, or they blame something with the waves, like, well, it's the way, these waves can't do it. I think I saw a shark. There's no sharks. I knew there are, but in my example, there's no sharks and the waves are ideal for learning how to surf, right? So if you are in that burnout brain as a new business owner, where you're in the thinking about it, but not actually doing the things, you have to do the things. If you got in the water every single day for an hour and practiced what you learned, you would learn how to surf better than if you never got in the water. And maybe you would hire like a teacher to go out in the water with you and help and give you techniques. But again, you're in the water doing it. And then after your lesson with your teacher, you're going to go back out and practice what you learned until the next lesson. That's how it is with anything that you learn. Like, someone's learning soccer, like a soccer practice or swim practice or any kind of activity, piano practice, right? You don't just, most people can't just sit down and play the piano. Some can, right? Some are magicians, but most people need someone to teach them, or they need to read the book, but you actually have to play the piano. You can't learn to play the piano by thinking about playing the piano. If you are a more established business owner, you're thinking about your business in a different way. And that is client overload, client need overload. What this can look like for you is you don't have great boundaries with clients. So they're texting, calling, messaging you constantly, and you feel like you are on call all the time talking to clients. Super common, especially if you do acne. Not sustainable. You completely will burn out because you're thinking about your clients and what's happening with them all the time. And if you're not getting contact from them, you're worried about them and worried that they aren't telling you and that they're going to quit, and that they aren't contacting you. And you have a lot of like what ifs and what could be's that your head is just kind of circling. Another thing, if you're a more established business owner, if you're always thinking about your business, is because even though you're working, you're not making money. So you may be fully booked and you're not able to pay your bills. This is very hard for your brain. Your brain is like, I don't understand. My books are full and I'm not making any money. So your brain's going to be constantly trying to figure that out. And of course, any solution that comes up with like raising prices or things like that is very scary. And your brain will push that away as a solution. Like, we can't do that. And so you're trying to think of other ways to make more money. And you're also afraid if you do anything else that's not from what you're already doing, clients are going to leave. So with this example, you also need sustainable action. And what I mean by that is creating boundaries and systems in your business to protect your energy and looking at your business from a numbers and business perspective and see where you're losing money and where you need to make more money. What I see with my clients is either their prices are too low or they're not selling enough product, or both. Those are usually the two reasons why, if you're booked out and you're not making money, those are usually the two reasons why. Usually it's both, but sometimes it's one or the other. So again, you need money in both scenarios. It's just a different way of needing money, but the thinking about it and not taking action is burning you out. If you need help with this is what my coaching does. I help you figure out exactly what's happening and then create systems and support you through those systems. So like if you're a newer business owner, we have marketing plans that you do every week. And then I support you with those, like, how did it go? What was hard? And we work through what was hard about it so that you can keep doing it and push through the part of you that's going to want to quit. Because of course you're going to want to quit because you're not going to be able to see those results quick. You're not just going to get up on that board and surf it. Or maybe you do that once and you're like, that was great. And then the next 3 weeks, you're not surfing again. You keep falling and you're so frustrated. Or if you're raising prices, changing boundaries with clients, learning to sell products, your brain's also going to do a lot of things to prevent it from happening. It's going to try to stop it all throughout it. And so the coaching is to help you do really what you want to do and do it in a way that's really authentic to you and fair to your clients. The next thing about burnout that I see really consistent with my clients, again, but whether you're a brand new business owner or you are more established, is taking things very personal in your business. So what this looks like from a newer business owner and marketing perspective is if you make an Instagram post or a Facebook post or a TikTok and you don't get the engagement that you want, you get 3 likes and you like, that's terrible. You get no comments. You look at the ones that you did last week and you're like, that was better. Something's wrong. You take it, every single thing that you do, so personally as this one single event or even a few posts or a week of posts or even a month of posts means something about you. Or if you talk to someone about your business and they don't seem interested, you take it as something is wrong with you and you're the problem. And that is why your business isn't growing versus this is just what it is. It's like going back to the surfing example. Every time you fall, you think, I'm terrible, I'll never learn. Versus this is part of it. This is how it goes. Some people naturally do it easier, of course. But I can definitely learn. I just have to overcome the mental and in the surfing, physical things that are consistently making me fall. And really looking at it like, okay, maybe I'm falling because of my feet placement. And then because of that, now I'm afraid of falling again. So it's harder for me to get on the board. So we have to look at that. Like, is it really your posts that need to be changed, or is it your attitude about your posts, or both? And different clients, it's different things. Some clients, they do great posts. They just have a really defeating attitude about it. And they take it really personally when it doesn't work and they think it fails. Some other clients definitely need more help with the post creation and also the confidence. And so it's different for everybody. But again, if every time you fell learning to surf and you blamed yourself for it, like something's wrong with you, the ocean doesn't like you, right? The ocean doesn't like you. You're being rejected by the ocean. That would be so hard to get back out there if you genuinely believed that. But if you genuinely believed, like, I just have to keep practicing and maybe like learn a couple different things and tweak things. But I have to just keep trying and practicing the things that I have learned, knowing that the chances of me getting better are much higher than the chances of me getting worse, right? Like if you're learning to ride a bike and you keep practicing, you're probably going to learn it versus if you don't, or playing the piano or whatever. Like all my examples, right? Like if we think about when we learn something in our regular non-business life, we understand and believe the more you do it, the better chances you have at getting better at it versus if you don't get it right the first whatever many times, something's wrong with you. And to be honest, you may just not like surfing. You may not like surfing. You may get out there and you try it and you're like, I hate this. And so when I do have clients that get to that point, they're like, I hate marketing. I do have a tough love conversation with them. And it's like, do you want to be a business owner? Because this is part of being a business owner is marketing. So at what point are you going to either decide, I don't like it, but I'm going to keep doing it because it's part of being my job, or this isn't for me and I need to figure out another thing to do. Like if you just hate the ocean and you hate swimming, you may never get over that. So maybe surfing isn't a good activity for you. Like me, it's not a good activity for me. I don't want to do that. I want to have a hobby that's not this hobby I'm going to pick up. Could I get better at it? Would I maybe like it more? Sure. But it's not naturally something that I want to do. So I'd have to think really hard about if I want to overcome those extra barriers that are there because I naturally don't want to. Not to say I couldn't. Of course I could learn how to surf if I decided I wanted to. I just don't naturally have the interest in surfing. So it would take a lot more energy for me to do that. If we talk about the more established esthetician business owner who's making more money, the thing that I see so often, and it's so hard not for this to be the case about taking things personally, is taking everything the clients do or don't do personally. Especially if you do acne. This is so hard. It's like you see your acne clients, you're working really hard, and you can tell they're not doing their routine. And you're like, they must hate me. Or they're refusing to give up dairy. Like not taking it personally when they aren't doing their part, quote unquote, is so hard. Or if you're having boundary issues with people and like people aren't showing up for their appointments or late canceling all the time or coming in late, it is so hard not to be disrespected by that and take it personally. Like she doesn't respect me. They don't have any, like kind of going down that road of like taking it so personally so that the next person that comes in, you're just like pissed because you took this so personally, this person late canceled or whatever. But my clients that are in this situation, what I work with them on is seeing it for whatever it actually is and not taking it personally. Because if you take it personally, it is so hard to pull yourself out of that. It is a soul sucker. And I'm not exaggerating. Like it can make it so hard to want to keep going in your business because it feels like everywhere you look, no one is coming to their appointments. No one is buying more product. No one is doing this. No one is doing that. And it can just feel like, why am I doing this? Like I remember feeling that way in my acne business. It was like, I'm putting in so much work to help my clients clear. I'm giving them all of the resources. I'm giving all of the encouragement. All they have to do is stop eating dairy and do their routine twice a day. That's all they have to do. And they're coming to me and telling me that that they're still breaking out and they're mad. And I'm like, yeah, you haven't bought any more acne med or whatever. Yeah, I know you're still eating dairy. I can tell by your face, right? Like, of course it's not working. And so it's really hard not to be like, well, they think I'm bad at what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm talking about. And that's why they're not listening. What else could it be that they're not following your instructions especially if you're doing acne? What else could it be if they're not coming to their appointments on time? Maybe they don't respect you. I'm not going to tell you you're wrong, but what else could it be? And the more we can spend time in that energy, the less time we spend in taking it personally. And it's a lot easier to make a boundary and move on versus going home and feeling like you kind of were attacked. If it happens multiple times a day or multiple times a week, you're constantly feeling attacked. It is so hard to show up in your business. So these are the two things, the overall issues that I see so often with estheticians and burnout. Always thinking about your business and taking things personally. And these are such natural things our brains want to do, because always thinking about our business is trying to solve a problem that we know is there. So our brain is just trying to solve it all the time. And then taking things personally is also a normal thing brains do, because our brains, part of like survival is we need to get along in a group. And so if things happen that feels like the group is not accepting us, i.e. you put out marketing and no one responds to it, I'm putting no one in quotes, or someone shows up late or doesn't show up for their appointment, your brain's interpreting both of those things as you're not being accepted into the group. And it does not like, or if someone's not doing their acne routine or whatever, and you're saying that as accepting, is like they don't like you and accept you. It's very hard. So hard on your brain. These are the things that I had to learn to master growing my own business. And I'm sorry to say, I still use it today in my esthetician coaching business. People will say they're wanting to work with me and I never hear from them again. It happens all the time. It's really hard not to take that personally, right? There's a lot of these things don't go away. You just have to get better at managing them. Your brain's always going to want to think about your business, always. My brain does too, and I have to lovingly remind it, like, this is the plan that I'm doing. If I have any great ideas, I will write them down if I'm not working, but I really have gotten good at, this is not my work time. I'm not going to be thinking about my business right now. So if you need help with this is what I do in my coaching. This is one of the many things that I do depending on where you are in your business. I'd love to chat with you. Free discovery call. The link is in the show notes. Sit down. You tell me about your business. I tell you if I can help you. The investment is $700 a month if you're doing a payment plan currently, if you're listening to this currently live, or $3,900 if you pay in full. It's a 6-month one-to-one coaching program. You also get a free course that teaches you how to market if you're a brand new business owner, as well as how to manage your mind, which is a huge thing that my clients need help with, as well as the email support and the coaching calls. If you have any questions, you can always DM me at esthetician.coach. And I hope this was a helpful episode for you. I hope you got some validation and some ideas about maybe why you're feeling so burnt out in your business. And if you need help, I am here for you. I will talk to you next week. Have a fantastic week. Bye for now. Hey, if you like this podcast, please rate and review on whatever podcast platform you're listening to. I cannot tell you how much that helps my podcast grow. So you can click 5 stars if you like it and you want to give me 5 stars. And please leave a review about telling me why you like it so that I can help other estheticians grow their business. Thank you so much.